Hello, my name is Sebbi, and welcome back to the coffee break in Minecraft. Today is Wednesday, October 9th, 2019. So, we are on our journey back home. We completed the exploration of 4 maps. 4 maps have been explored, and now I like to deliver them to the Coffee Break Museum, the museum where we display some items collected from all over the Coffee Break world, and where we... Oh. Ha! That's funny. That's very funny. As I was approaching this... this bridge, I just thought, okay, here are some slight drops in the environment, a few dents in the environment, so to say, and there's a huge ravine. Ugh, this would have been dangerous if I would have slipped on the bridge or so. Oh man, I need to be more careful. I need to be more careful with what I do here. So yeah. We are on the way back home to deliver the maps. I like to build a coffee break museum, and currently I plan to build a said museum inside of the mine, inside of the cave, but I'm not quite sure if I will really stick with this idea, because I also thought about a real building, a cool building for this museum. This idea just came up a few days ago. I haven't even had the time to talk about this in the last episode of the coffee break. So yeah, maybe I will do this. Maybe I will do this instead. But in the end, it doesn't matter where I will display the super large world map and all the other items I discovered during my journey. And oh dear, this poor sheep is going to die. Poor sheep. Poor sheep indeed. Oh no, this wolf is about to murder the next sheep. That's cruel. Yeah, alright, there isn't anything else I can... Well, I could throw away a few other things. Oh man, this wolf is going crazy. What are you now after, my friend? Cooked rabbit. Alright, the rabbit has been cooked. Glass bottle. I don't really need those glass bottles, I would say. Yes, wolf. Wolf indeed. Is there anything else I could throw away? Not really. But well, on the other hand, the meat isn't that important either. So, dark oak, spruce planks, brown wool. Well, in the end, the meat doesn't matter. So, yeah. And it also doesn't matter where I will now display the super large world map, the super large overview map of the coffee break, as well as all the items I found during my expeditions. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to craft, to build, to create, set up such a museum. I think this could be really cool. We might need to move out to other places or so to retrieve a few items, or to get a few items that were of importance to us or so. Maybe we can have some trees or so. I'm not quite sure. I'm really not sure what I like to do, but I think this could be really the next big project in the coffee break, and I'm looking forward to this. I'm indeed looking forward to this. Now, before I continue with the report of my journey to Sweden, or my vacation in general, let's just summarize what has happened since the last episode. Well, I of course had to get back to work, and there were a few cool things which turned out just to be mediocre, such as there were a few courses to, well, further educate as young scientists. It's more about, all right, what about leadership? How can you be a good leader in academia? Or how to apply for grants, how to well, write a proposal for a grant and submit it, and where are the pitfalls and so on. Sounded very cool, but the leadership part was not that interesting. Well, maybe I just know too much about leadership already. A pink sheep. A pink sheep. That's cool. A bar indeed. Hi, Mr. Sheep Guy. Hi, how are you? Pink sheep. Kill. Yes, I know. I totally agree. So, yeah. But it was interesting. It was really interesting to attend those workshops, talks, presentations. The grant workshop was also quite interesting. I personally found the personal reports and experiences of other scientists quite interesting, how they applied for grants and how they continue to work towards their goals, even though they received a few rejections of their grants, because, well, it's like a paper, so a grant can be also rejected when it has not convinced the reviewers or so. So yeah, this was quite interesting. That, well, also a little bit concerning that apparently life won't change in academia. You always have to try to convince reviewers to accept your paper, to accept your grant, to give you money to do something. So yeah, I think you really need to do have a quite high resilience or so, and be resilient. But yeah, so this was a cool and interesting thing. The other thing is next week lectures will start, so now I'm in the middle of preparing my courses, getting everything ready, do last minute checks, and, well, especially for one course I have to, well, prepare and polish a lot of things where I thought, okay, they got the job done, but now it's time to maybe improve them a little bit. So this really takes up a lot of time. So yeah, but that's all right. There is, however, also a very a thing. There's a thing. I will just try to be as neutral as possible, and we'll leave it up to you to judge and decide about the thing. As you all know, I already had some issues with finding a date, finding an appointment for my defense, and after some additional struggles, I think it was before my vacation. It definitely was before my vacation. Just a few days or so before I left, or the week before I left. So in the middle of September in the end. This is cool. We really have some flowing water. This is super exciting, I must say. I really like this. This is also a thing I like to get somewhere next to the, or to build somewhere, probably in the somewhere in the vicinity of the tower or so, a real stream, a real mountain stream or so. This would be also a cool project. Yeah, I had to reschedule my defense due to a conflict with the date for one of my professors. So yeah, fix this problem. And I thought, okay, it still is Halloween. I'm ready to go. Everything will be fine. Ooh, we are already back home. This was quick. Everything will be fine. Everything will be good. Well, then there's this slight problem. Well, it's not really a problem, but the thesis, of course, has to be graded. So, and the thesis has to be graded before you can defend it. Also, the reviews of your thesis from your advisors, or from those who grade your thesis, it's just typical that you select your advisors, but you can also use other scientists, have to be made accessible to other professors of the faculty, just in case they disagree with it, or they want to check it, or do something. I mean, that's fine. This period where the thesis is more or less, or basically publicly displayed, takes 3 weeks, which means when with my plan to defend on Halloween, the reviews had to be submitted today, because from today on it would have been 3 weeks, and then the next day would be my defense, so everything would be fine. The problem is the reviews aren't there. I would have needed at least 2 reviews, but the reviews aren't there because the 2 reviewers haven't had, I don't know what actually the problem is, haven't done it, haven't had the time, we're busy with other things. I don't know. I just submitted the thesis only 4 months ago, in the midst of June 19th, June 21st. So in the midst of June, so a lot of time has passed since then, I would say. And the reviews aren't there. It was a little bit unsure the last few days, and so I asked my advisor yesterday, well, shall I postpone the defense again? Are the reviews ready? Aren't they ready? What's the status? And I received an email. Please postpone the defense and select the next date in 4 weeks. 4 weeks. So an entire month has now to be added to the last date of my defense, which means defense probably will be by the end of November. Yes, that's a great news. That's, well, not great news, but that's the news. I don't really want now to talk more about this. I want to be as neutral as possible, as I said. Maybe I should declutter a little bit my inventory. And so I tried to explain the process and the time and how much time has elapsed since then, as neutral as possible, and now I will just leave it up to you what you think about it. So to me it's just back to the beginning, back to looking for a date for my defense. We will see what comes out of this. Now let's talk about other exciting things, such as my journey to Sweden. Sweden was super awesome. I already talked about the first day, the arrival at Sweden. The next day was my first day of exploring Sweden, of driving through Sweden. I found, as I was checking for potential places where I can go hiking and where I think I need maybe a little bit more of the. Do I have enough? 29 could be enough. Maybe I need more leather. We will see. I need to go down into the mine to just find out what the status is down there. So I found a pretty interesting hiking trail. It's a very long hiking trail. So if you want to complete the entire journey, it takes, well, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks. So it's definitely a very long way with a lot of stops in between. It's basically, if you grab a map and you look at Sweden and you see and you locate Stockholm, a little bit north to Stockholm is Uppsala, and around this. Okay, I think I need to replace it or move a few things. And around Uppsala, there basically is this hiking trail. And the cool thing is, it features some places where you, 90, 60, maybe 63 could be. No? Maybe? No? Yes. Yes? Well, it looks about right. It seems to make sense. Okay, this is good. Cool. Okay, and yeah, around this city, basically, with the large hiking trail, there are a lot of large forests and lakes and so on. So everything I was really interested in seeing there. And this was my first day, so I decided, okay, let's drive. Shoot. Let's drive to at first a place where I can hike to a lake, and well, it started in the forest, and I was walking through the forest the entire time, which was super interesting, super exciting, and there I found a good spot, a nice spot to sit at the lake. As the path was going along. At first, I came along a first lake, then I was walking through a dense forest, then I came to a second small lake. It was really beautiful because the weather was calm, and the lake was just like a mirror. The lakes were just like a mirror. Yeah, so I was exploring the forest and was hiking there, and yes, I reached the second lake. I found a decent rock where I could just sit on and yeah, have lunch. So I brought some bread rolls, and I bought some cheese and so on to put on the bread rolls. It was really a great place. It was really a neat place. And yeah, I just enjoyed. I just enjoyed the fantastic view. After I got back, I think it was a hike of 6 to 7 kilometers or so. I decided, okay, let's drive a little bit south again, so in the direction of Stockholm. There was a park area, a nature park, a protected area, and I thought, hey, this could be also cool. There's a hiking path. Let's explore it. It was not that great because it was in a rural area, so it was basically a forest in the middle of some fields, and yeah, this wasn't so spectacular. It was interesting just to say, okay, I also saw the rural areas of Sweden where they grow their crops and so on, but it wasn't that exciting. Nevertheless, it was nice to just walk a little bit outside, did another quick hiking trip, and yeah, then I thought, okay, this was cool. But I also want to see a little bit of the scaries. So I continued driving, and I drove to basically the coastline to just look a little bit at the scaries. And this was really a beautiful place. It was on a peninsula more or less, so I was constantly walking along the shoreline, and it was already late in the evening, so the sun was pretty low, and the water, well, it wasn't really calm. It was a little bit windy at this point, so but still the light was just amazing. It was super cool to look around and to see all those small little islands, and yeah, this was really a great place. It was super cool. Unfortunately, it's very hard for me to really describe where I was, because I mean it's basically between Stockholm and Uppsala, a little bit to the west. And yeah, I mean there wasn't so much around, but still it was just so relaxing being out in the nature, seeing all this water, seeing all the trees, the forest. And this is also what I enjoy so much. Just have forest, have water, have this relaxed environment, and yeah, I was just over the moon. It was just fantastic. Just, is this the right way? Alright, it's like that. So this is interesting. So we do have a huge body of water here. We have a large lake here. Here's some ocean-like environment. this is cool. This is really a large ocean, I must say. We have here a super large lake. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. Okay, and the last thing is now to explore this row, basically down here, to just find out what's down here. And we are right in the middle. We are right in the middle. This is so cool. This is so amazing, seeing everything coming together and suddenly making sense. And is this making sense? Yeah, it is to some degree. Definitely is. So yeah, this is cool. I like this. This is super amazing to see our map. And yeah, now we need to prepare the continuation. We need to repair our things and so on. So yeah, I made basically 3 stops, 3 quick trips. The first real day, the first trip was to see dense forest, deep forest, walk through the forest to find some hidden lakes. Well, they weren't really hidden, but it was really, really nice to get to those lakes, to find those lakes, to sit at the lake for some lunch. And especially the lake where I had the lunch was so amazing because it was absolutely silent. Of course, you heard maybe a few birds or so, but no traffic, no airplanes, nothing. No other people talking. It was just silent, and this was so amazing. This was so fascinating, so cool. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this day. And yeah, the second trip with the rural environment was a bit, as I said, boring, a little bit disappointing. But still, it was okay. It was cool. And then I moved on to this last place, this peninsular, and this was also amazing to see the sunset. Unfortunately, this is a thing I'm still confused about. As I got back to the car, I thought, or my idea was to... Oh, it's about sunset already. It was quick. But I think we are more or less ready already. I mean, I need to put away the rabbit hide. I can craft some more paper, but overall I would say we do have everything we need to continue with our journey. That's cool. I can put away the gold ingot. Let's put it here. Can I put something else away? Well, the rabbit hide the leather has to go away. Oh, the glass bottles have to leave. The lapis can stay here. It's full. Why is it full? Oh, we do have already boots to repair things. This is good. So let's put the lapis there. Okay, we're getting some more space in our inventory. This is good. Yeah, I thought I was using my GoPro again because I wanted to do some travel vlogs again. And I was really looking for it. I was really enjoying it. It was really a lot of fun for me again to record those videos. And I haven't done this in quite some time because, I mean, I'm still working on this Iceland video, but still, I wanted to do this, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. And at the end of the day, as I wanted to drive back to my Airbnb, I thought I would have put the GoPro into my backpack. And as I got to the Airbnb and as I wanted to charge the GoPro and copy all the files from the GoPro to my laptop, the GoPro wasn't there. So I checked my bag again. I checked every part of the bag. No GoPro. I went down to the street, to the car again, checked every part in the car. No GoPro. And yeah, this really confused me. So I must have, I'm not quite sure, have I put it on the roof of the car, just started driving and left the GoPro there? Have I dropped it somewhere as I wanted to put it into the backpack? I don't know, but the GoPro was gone, and this really made me sad. This was such a disappointing moment because I haven't had the chance to copy all the files to my laptop, to back up all the files. I mean, it would have been, it's still bad when you lose the GoPro itself, when you lose this piece of equipment, but this wouldn't have been so bad as losing the recordings of an entire day and not being able to continue recording for the next few days. This really made me sad and disappointed me, and I was super angry, super sad that I lost all the recordings of that day. And yeah, I don't know if you now watch YouTube and you suddenly see my face on a different YouTube channel, seeing me talking about Sweden or so, then you know, okay, this guy found my GoPro, and you should ask this person to return it to me. But yeah, this was really a disappointing ending of this great day, because all the other things were so fascinating. As I said, the super silent lake and so on, and the sunset at the other lake, at the Scaries. So yeah, I then went to the groceries. Well, no, how have I done this? Was somewhere in the evening I went also to the grocery store to get something to eat, cooked some noodles, and I was just disappointed that evening, and watched a little bit more YouTube. And since I was quite tired, I went to bed. Oh yes, one thing I completely forgot. I started the day with a long run. It was really amazing to go running in this region, in this area of Stockholm. Had a lot of fun running. Every morning I did a run of, well, between 10 to, what was the longest run? 13 kilometers or so, 13 to 14 kilometers. So it was really a nice thing to start the day, to start every day with a long run. Really enjoyed it. It's really a fascinating thing. And my first run took me once again along the shoreline of a large lake, or was it even the Baltic Sea? It's super hard because with all those scaries and so on, it looks like a lake, but somewhere there's a connection to more or less the Baltic Sea. But so it's always hard for me to when you're at this kind of area to say lake or not lake. In the forest there was definitely a lake, but there. So anyway, I just followed a little bit the shoreline, and then went through a park area and made my way back along a road. So it was really a nice start of the day. And yeah, then after watching some YouTube, I went to bed. I think it was around 11 p.m. midnight or so. So it was really a cool day. And yeah, I think next episode I will talk about the next day, maybe about the rest of the journey to Stockholm, depending on what other crazy things happen to me right now in the current time. If other weird things occur or so, we will see. I just hope you enjoyed this very episode. I hope you did not find it too confusing with my ramblings about Stockholm and Sweden and my. It's super tough to really explain how things were, because I mean I was driving along and okay, let's just come to an end before I repeat myself again. I just hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you will join me next time. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, my name is Sebbi. See you!